welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today we're taking a trip down memory lane. I was at the Tamaheri markets a few weeks ago and I had a commission come through from that, and the lady absolutely loves the colours of this, the style of this, but she wanted it with a less white, like a more proportion of colour, and she also wanted a touch of yellow if I could pull it off, and she wants it in an oval. So this video was video 139 if you want to go check it out. So I have rewatched that, and this colour here, which she really loved, was a mixture of the Viridian Hue and Cobalt Blue. Now, I don't have any Cobalt Blue, but if you've been following my channel, you'll know I have recently bought the Reeves Turquoise, which, you know what? It's almost a perfect match. Look at this. That's the turquoise that I used in this tile the other day, and they are almost identical. So excited, very excited. I don't have to mix. Not excited about that. Don't smudge paint across a pre-existing painting, Michelle. Eek! Always have tissues handy. Always, always, always have tissues around to clean up little messes like that. It happens, guys. And also I found that always have the tissues that don't have aloe vera or any of the other lovely additives. So let's get those two paintings well out of the way so they don't get splattered, as can quite often happen. I like to splatter. I like to splatter. I like to splatter. Anyway, yeah. So this oval is an 18mm MDF oval, which I cut myself. By the time this video goes live on the channel, it will be, the jig on how to make it will be on my DIY Give It a Try channel. Link is in the description to the channel. So I have all my colours mixed up. This copper is doing a little bit of a weird thing. I'm not really sure what's going on. This, guys, is just water. I know some of you have been asking in some of my videos, what are you squirting in? It's just water. That is not silicone. Please don't put that much silicone into your paint. That would be a hideous, hideous event. So there we go. That's looking better now. It was looking a bit clumpy before. I've let it sit for a while. So in the last video, what I did was I used this container. And guys, paint washes off so easily when it's wet. Please, please, please reuse your plastic. Recycle stuff. This is a Chinese takeaway container. Reuse, recycle. Reuse, 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 reuse. Anyway. What I'm gonna do is kind of try and emulate. Oh, I want some silicone. Silly silicone. So the amount I heard from Anne-Marie Ridderhoff was approximately 2 drops of silicone to an ounce of paint. Now, for those of you that use metric, an ounce of paint is, please remind me to zoom back out again before I do the pour. An ounce of paint is 30 ml. I'm just pretty much going to copy what I did last time, except adding in the yellow. Oops, that's way too much silicone. This is the Viridian Hue. So I've got the container propped up on the side. I'm going to move these out of my way once I've poured them. I'm going to pour some burnt sienna. Some copper. I'm just going to put a little bit of the yellow. She says she's got a really retro lounge and it's got some yellow in it, so let's do that. And then I'm also going to pour some white. Now all these paints are Reeves acrylic. And if you compare this to video 139 where I did the original pour, that's a lot more paint, but she did ask for more colour, so here's hoping I haven't got so much that I regret it. Now she's asked for it to go longwise the stripe, which is the easiest way to do this, which is awesome. And let's just lay it out. Starting yeah, it's way too much yellow up there, so I'm going to come back in over top of that if I can. Cover some of that. And then I'm going to pour some of it off. And then stretch it. See what magic it creates. I'm loving the cells that are coming out. Okay. Just going to set that up a little bit and just let it drizzle and even out a little bit more. Okay, just need a little bit more down that far end. Let's see. I'm hoping you can see right the way down here. I'm just tipping what's left in the blob. Alright, let's do it. So the next part of the pour is to add the white. So this panel has had 3 coats of gesso, but that is not enough white on it. So I've got my trusty house paint. This is spring, indoor, outdoor, interior, exterior, whatever you want to call it. Acrylic house paint, or latex as you Americans call it. And run a bead down one side. Now the important thing with this, guys, is to get the paint just to touch up with the colour all the way along with clean fingers. That's an important bit too. Otherwise you get that happen. Little smudge. Now, only do one side at a time. Why? If I was to pour another bead of paint on this side, we would end up with the big bead of white going across our row of colour. But by having just one at a time and just tipping it like that, you get the whole bulk of that bead off the other side, making a nice pretty dribble, dragging some of that paint out. And I'm going to tip it that way as well, just to create some variation. All right. So now we can go back and do this bead down here. All right. So let's do that. Again, making sure the bead touches the paint that's there. Making sure you've got enough paint. And you've covered all the sides. And then, of course, clean hands would be useful so we don't get paint through that. So I'm going to put some gloves on. Because I've got turquoise all over my fingers. Which side's the thumb? There it is. Okay. Now before I do the next tip, firstly I'm going to turn it around so that I can tip easily, because it's easier for me to tilt that way than it is this way, because this is a 68 centimeter by 45 centimeter board, which is 26 inch by 18 inch for those of you who use imperial, and it's heavy. It's 18 mil heavy. But I'm just going to pop any air bubbles that are showing up already. I was watching a countertop, stone countertop video the other day, no, this morning, and he was saying that it's the flame wanting to eat the oxygen in the bubble that makes it pop. Whether that's correct, I don't know. But for those of you wanting to know if you can use hair dryers and heat guns, If that is true, there's not the flame in there to do that trick. So now we've got some cell action going on. We've got some funky paint action going on. And we're tilting it, baby. Tilting it. And I'm hearing a truck arriving home. Yay! How's it get any better than that? I must say, as the days lengthen here in New Zealand, I'm enjoying my husband arriving home in the daylight. It's really nice. And nearly over. Alright, it's over now. So I'm going to tilt it back down this way again, because I'm still not overly excited by the... I went back and tried to re-pour. You know what? Don't do that. Not a great idea. So I only put silicone in the Viridian Hue and the Turquoise. All you hear is Radio Goo Goo, Radio Gaga. And tip it up on a real sharp angle. See what that creates. Come on. It's not that wide. It's not as wide as she wants it. A bit gutted about that. But I've got to get this to look good before I worry about how thick it is. Sorry if this is not looking fantastic angles from your direction, but with it being a commission, the outcome is actually more important than the video. I apologize. I love you all. If you want my videos to be more important than my commissions, please donate. I do have a donation link in the description where you can donate some money through PayPal, which is just another way of paying by credit card in a safe, secure way. Alright, that's better. I like that much better. Look, my gloves are dirty. Try and keep that underneath. And let's spread that paint out. Okay, so just going to pick up some of the paint that rolled off and just cover up that handprint while I'm tilting it that way, and then we can, I'm hoping that it's gonna stretch because it's a lot closer to this edge than it is to that edge. Alright, where's my little gun? Little gun, where are you? Diddle diddle dumpling, diddle diddle dum. Where did I put my oh, it fell over, that's why. So for those of you looking for a slightly safer method of torching compared to my gigantic flamethrower that you just witnessed, this is a little creme brulee torch that I picked up from a coin save. And the really cool thing about them is that they are refillable. And I think this one cost me like $5. So okay. Gloves off. Right. I'm going to try and keep my head out of the way for most of this, but I apologise if it gets in the way. Just expanding and interlacing that little bit of paint on the edge. Now, I'm going to turn it around again to do the other side. Didn't need more than silicone in those two colours though. There's plenty of little cells, plenty of little interest spots. Where's that blade gone again? Let's tip that off there before it dries too much. Alright, there we go. Let's give it one last tilt and try and stretch it out that last little bit and get that lump of paint that I just added back off. All I'm trying to do with that is just smooth out where my fingers made a dent in the negative space white. Stop it, Michelle. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Alright. One more quick run over where I use the straw. There we go. All right, let's get you down and show you what we got. If I can clean my hands first. Okay, so let's start at one side and go across so that you can see the whole thing. It does dribble down the sides. Yay! I love what this has done down here. Check it out. That's funky. Funky cool. It's almost like a river running through a valley or something. I'm not sure. What's this going on down here? Look at the way this is swirled around, like up here. That looks like a part of what's making me think of it as a water course. So I hope she likes it. Quite like what this is happening. There's a little bit of interesting cell action just in that spot just there going on. It's very cool. This patch here has got some funky colour stuff going on in amongst that copper. So there's lots of interest in this painting. Lots of interesting spots, lots of interesting bits. It is different to the original, but then, of course it's different. They're all different. That's the cool thing about these paintings. They're all different. And I don't know if you can tell from this angle, I do have it propped up a little bit higher at the back. Just gonna let it dry on an angle like that and see if it will widen that little bit more. It's definitely a higher proportion of colour to white than the other one. Not quite as much as I think she wanted though. So, oh well. I tried. I gave it a go. I'm not sure I'd use the yellow in it again. It kind of took over. But I'm hoping it's the right yellow. That's deep yellow from Reeves. So just running through those colours again, we've got copper, burnt sienna, viridian hue, turquoise, deep turquoise, sorry, deep yellow, and white. And I like it. I like it a lot. It's cool. How does it get any better than this, guys? As the plane comes overhead, I will say adieu. And in your time, I will see you in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So here she is, all dry. And I do still like it. It's definitely cool. This just looks super cool all the way across. It's got lots of change and variation, and it's yeah, I like it a lot. I'm not capturing the copper there. Look at that. Yum. Copper in over here as well. It sparkles. It's yummy. So there you go, guys. My first giant oval. Hey, how does it get any better than that? 18" by 26" home cut oval. Yeah, the video on how to cut these is on its way. I'm in a conference at the moment, so I will get that edited and uploaded tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. And what magic can you create? What have you decided is too hard? I got a comment on my cutting and circle jig on my DIY Give It a Try channel, and it said, "You brave girl." And I was like, huh, we use food processors and knives all the time in the kitchen. What is different about a router and wood? Come on, girls, give it a go. I've been in a concrete conference all weekend with my husband and talking about women in the industry, and what if there was no separation, no judgment of whose role is what and what's scary and what's not? Would you be willing to give it a go? Pick something that you've always thought was man's work, or if you're a guy, pick something you've always thought is women's work and give it a go. Do what I do, watch lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos first and work out what it takes to make it easy, what those little steps are, that when you break down the big thing down into little steps, makes it super easy. So there you go, guys. I've sent a picture of this through to the lady who's commissioned it, and she loves it and is very excited and looking forward to seeing it hanging on the wall. So I'm looking forward to it setting enough for me to clean off the silicone. I have a video in my repertoire of videos if you want to go back and look for it, on how I clean my canvases and things. So yeah, what magic can you create, and how much fun can you have creating that magic? Come join us on Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group, where we all share our magic and ask questions on how we can make our magic easier and with more fun and ease and joy. And I look forward to sharing my next series of videos with you. The next 4 videos are already painted, and they do fit in to the Acrylic Pouring for Fun August challenge. They are a series. I poured them in one day, and I look forward to sharing those with you. So hit the subscribe button, and how much fun can we have playing with those? Cheers, bye bye.